we need to realize is that even though we're right in our beliefs and our actions and all that kind of stuff, because for me, I was like, this is unfair. I don't want to do this, and this. I could be right, but then someone else could be more right. So we've made it through the third week of lockdown now, and things are changing a little bit. Motivation's not as high to be able to be as productive as we could be. You may have noticed that from my lack of Instagram, Facebook, blog, and YouTube videos that I'm putting up. I'm still putting up a little bit, but not as much as I was in the first week. And so, a lot of the time now, we just need to think about how we're going to sustain motivation to be able to keep moving forward, because there's nothing worse than staying in the same place, because you can never really stay in the same place. So in life, one thing that I've been taught, and one thing that I actually believe, is that you've only got two directions. You can either go up or forward or down. There's no really staying in between. So I have compared this before to, paddling in a kayak, and you're trying to go against the current. So there's only two ways you can go. You can paddle super hard and gradually push your way upstream, or you can, if you let go, you're not going to stay in the same spot. The current's just going to pull you back down. And I think that's what we're all trying to kind of battle with at the moment, is just that the current is going in the opposite direction to the direction that we want to go. This year in the southern hemisphere with, the Australian bushfires, and then now coronavirus lockdown, there's a lot of things that we're battling against to be able to try and get ahead. And that's basically one thing that's really starting to hit home, is that the amount of effort that we need to put into things is only going to increase from here on out. So one thing that's happened, I've been going on my morning walks. I think this is like 15 or 16 days in a row now that I've gone for my minimum 1 hour walk in the morning, and even that's getting difficult. It's raining now. That's getting difficult. I mean, I'll go for a walk out to, some of the cool spots out in the Waitakere Ranges and stuff. I live close by there, just so you know. And all of a sudden it will rain. I'm 40 minutes away from home and it rains. And, luckily I have had the foresight to take an umbrella with me so that I don't get too wet, but my shoes get wet because I'm on the grass and all that kind of stuff happens. But I'm still trying to go, because at the moment, that's one thing that I've deemed to be important, is the habit of doing the same thing as soon as I wake up every morning. So that's one thing, that we're kind of learning in coronavirus lockdown now, is that nothing's going to be peachy forever, and that we're going to need to put some effort in, maybe get a little bit uncomfortable just to kind of progress. The second thing that I've been kind of battling with lately is that, if none of you guys know, my partner is pregnant. She is almost 32 weeks now. She's got a belly out to here, bigger than mine. And she's, obviously things come along with pregnancy, and she's having to get me to do a lot more things for things that she can't do. For instance, picking stuff up off top shelves, hanging out washing, lifting things and all that kind of stuff. Maybe getting around while she's having to lie in bed. And I have snapped at her a couple of times going, ah! Probably didn't sound exactly like that, but I have snapped a couple of times. And one thing I want you guys to know is that just because I've been very frustrated because I wanted to be doing whatever I was doing, and most of the time it was just sitting down doing nothing. Sometimes that's okay, but I get angry and I'm sorry, by the way. We need to realize is that even though we're right in our beliefs and our actions and all that kind of stuff, because for me, I was like, this is unfair. I don't want to do this, and this. I could be right, but then someone else could be more right. So I think in her position, her carrying my child and having to go through the pain and all that kind of stuff, her asking me to do things that are going to disrupt my day and make me annoyed and maybe make me fall behind schedule on other things, is she's totally in the right to do it, because I can't carry a baby. My son can't carry a baby. She's the only one that can really do it, and she's the one that's going to have to go through all that pain later on to actually get his big head out. So in terms of that, we need to really understand when we are not quite morally correct, when we're in the wrong, when we're not as right as other people, and just accept it and be like, yeah, cool, no, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and then go and do the thing that you're supposed to do anyway. And I think that's the issue that we have, is that a lot of people are, they're in the wrong and they admit it. They go, oh, I'm sorry, no, but, and then they go, but this happened, and that's just going, okay, yes, yeah, I'm sorry, but actually they were the one that was in the wrong. This happened and it made things all shit, blah 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 blah, and that's just shifting the blame elsewhere, blame over somewhere else. And I've actually talked about this before, and I basically said, I quoted someone else, I forgot who it was, but once we're able to accept that we're the one in the wrong, that we are inadequate, that we're inefficient, and stuff like that. I'm paraphrasing now. That's the best thing that can happen, because if you keep it, you keep the ownership of the problem, of the issue, then you actually keep the power to be able to change things for the better. So by saying, oh, I'm sorry, but blah 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 over here, or blah 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 thing that happened over here, or situation with the coronavirus coming down on us, we basically have said, I have no control over the situation, and then whatever happens will happen. So if you're going to look at this in terms of fitness and weight loss and weight gain and all that kind of stuff, as we go into winter, things are only going to get worse for us to be training, because we've been at home locked down, not able to go to the gym, not able to go, all these other places that we may do to do our actual fitness and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes we just need to take ownership of it, especially when we come into winter, when we say, you know what, I didn't exercise, but it was raining. I didn't exercise, but, so-and-so happened. Maybe we just say, it was raining, I didn't feel like exercising, that's my fault. And then we've got the power to actually make changes. So we say, it's raining. Oh, I don't like rain. I said that last time though, but I gained a bit of weight, so maybe I do go out and train. So a couple of things to think about. I forgot what barriers. Yes, barriers. All together, focus on your barriers, how to overcome them. And that's what I learned from this week of coronavirus lockdown.